Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about how to write test cases. So, go for the section. What is test case and what is test scenario? Test case is nothing but set of action executed to verify a particular feature or functionality of your software application. Example, check login with valid username and password. So, test case helps testers to perform a testing activity efficiently because we predefining each test cases in document. So, we are testing one by one. So, the missing of any cases or any requirement or business idea is not happening while we preparing test case, right? Then what is test scenario? Test scenario is a grouping a number of test cases. It's called test scenario. Suppose, for example, checking login functionality, or another one is checking place order functionality. Likely, we are checking end-to-end workflow of a application in a test scenario. Okay, then going for another section, the format of test cases. Mainly, a test case having below format, that is test case ID, test case description, test steps, test data, expected result, actual result, and status. In test case ID, we can give a unique numbering system for identification of each test case. And in test case description, we are describing what is going to test or what action we are going to perform. Here I am describing check login with the valid username and password. And another test case is check login with the valid username and invalid password. Okay, then test steps. Test steps means what are the actions need to perform for that test case to execute. That is, you need to go to URL, testing URL, and enter username and enter password and click submit, right? Then only you have verifying this action test case. Then in test data, what username and password you're going to use, that has mentioned here in test data. And expected result, what we are expecting, that is, after entering valid username and password the user should log in, right? That will happen. Then actual result means after testing what we got the result. If it is same as expected result, then you can mention that as expected. And status is pass. Expected and actual are equal, so test case is pass. The in second test case, I have check in username is valid and password is invalid. The step test steps are same, and the test data I will give password as wrong value, and the expected result is user should not log into application because the password is wrong, right? So the but here after testing I got the application is login, that is the test case is failed, so status is failed. So you got idea what is test case and how to perform testing based on that document, right? Before you going to perform a test case, you must have prepare the test case. Then after executing, you have to update the column actual result and status. Before that you can prepare up to expected result. Okay, then next is some criteria or features of test case. This can be written in a Word or Excel file, or you can use any test management tool like Jira, Mantis, etc. Okay, that's also good for the documentation. And for a good test case, you should have to follow. It should be simple and it's not complicated. I already tell that it's a simple simple action. So it should be simple and not complicate multiple cases. It should be simple and avoid repetition. Shouldn't repeat same test case in another test case. It's not a good test case, right? It shouldn't be repeatable. And don't assume. You have must have clear cut idea what is expected result. Then only you can test that application efficiently. So don't assume any test result, expected result. Okay, and 100% coverage. You have to cover all the test business requirement into test cases. So match 100% coverage is happening or not, that you need to make sure. And peer review, it helps. Any area you need to improve, or any area, any test case you have missed in writing the test cases, and you can also adapt another person's test case review, and uh, getting data from that. So the peer review helps to improve your test case writing ability. Okay, and this is all about test case. Okay, I think you have got some idea about test cases, and thank you for listening. Happy learning.